Hello and welcome to SBR Sim Racing British Touring Car Championship Season 2, and we're at the Blue Moon Bay Infield Track A for races 1, 2 and 3, and promises to be a pretty good season with all in the same car. And let's go and meet the teams whilst we say that, why not? So in the Laser Tools Mercedes it's McEwen and Douglas, but Douglas has been removed now, so it will be replaced by another driver. Liam, a title contender. Then we've got Colin Barrow, number 66, and Osler, number 69 in the SEAT team. A good pair in there, actually, quite a good in the random pick that we had. In the Airwaves Ford team, we've got Nathan Tompkinson, number 44, and Brian Ross, number 62. Again, all these drivers were randomly picked. And in the Chevy Cruise, we have Sean Cole, number 14, and actually Jamie Hillman has also been replaced, so that will be updated. The Vauxhall Masterfit 1998 livery cars, 99 for Adam Piper and Ashley Sharp, number 84, so good team as well. Then we've got Greg, number 72, and Leon Welsh, number 251, actually missing from this race due to illness in the Rocket Giro Ford team. Then we've got John Riley, number 80. Ben Milden is actually number 1 now after winning the championship last season, and they're in the Audi SBR team. And then the final team is Lewis Edwards, number 51, and Craigie, that's Chris, I believe, and Chris actually missing this week. He's been temporarily replaced by Evil for tonight. Nice to see Evil racing with us. So there's your grid for the first race. Ben carrying on where he left off on pole, ahead of Lewis and Liam. Then it's Nathan, Sean, Adam, Jeff and Evil making a good debut in 8th place as we get the race underway any second now. And they're away, and pretty good start there, it looks like, from Lewis. Lewis straight away is in the lead. You can see on the ticker that he's ahead of Ben. Ben with a lackluster start, which is something he didn't have last season. And as they all funnel through into this first corner, and what a sight it is, it's all of these cars are exactly the same, all the same prepared. It's all down to the driver this season, and they all go funneling through turn 1, and look at the sight of different colours and a bit of contact there. Look like Liam and Ben getting a little bit contact, and there's a Vauxhall off in the background. I'm going to call these cars by their make that they're representing, and a Ford off there and a SEAT again in the background and into the wall, and it looked like that was probably Andrew, but into the hairpin for the first time. This very tight corner which we'll see a lot of overtaking, I'm sure. And that looks like Nathan just squeezing down the inside of Sean. Sorry, excuse me. But Lewis it is that leads in the pretty and pink team car, ahead of the Audi, then the Mercedes and the Ford following in behind. Nathan's got some serious pace. We saw him practice during the week, and into this tricky last corner where you try to run the car for as fast as you can, but the wall's very close. And off the banking and down to the end of the first lap, Lewis already feeling the need to defend. Slipstream's quite strong here. So through now into towards the first corner, and there is Mr. Dre. He's covering this week in the second Laser Tools car, so keep an eye on him as well. His name is actually Andre, so we'll call him that. And Nathan trying to get around the outside of Lewis. That's probably not going to work because the next corner goes right, and there we go. And I don't think Nathan, sure he's not going to be able to hang it around the outside, is he? Looks like he's done it, or has he? And Liam gets up on the curve and auto spins him sideways and pushes Nathan onto the grass, and that's let Jeff through as well. Jeff in the lead SEAT, and that's causing aggro for Nathan. Nathan didn't get a great start. It's put him back in the pack, and he's struggling to find space and progress, and a couple battling drivers here, and that's Andre with, it looks like, Ashley behind him. Bring up the rear at the moment is the other Audi of John, but the other Audi is attacking for the lead, and he's all over Lewis at the moment. Look back from Lewis, flash of the lights from Ben, just running the number 1 proudly after winning the championship a week ago at Brands Hatch. But a lot has changed since then, and the cars are one thing. We only saw one Mazda last season. We're seeing 14 at the moment, and Ben's down the inside of Lewis. Has he got the move made? Lewis trying the outside line, might be able to carry the speed through the corner and keep the place. It's difficult to see. It looks like he has done that. So Ben funnels in with Liam now right on his back. Sean just holding off Jeff at the moment, and Jeff doing a great job We saw that Jeff was quite strong towards the end of last season, especially at Brands Hatch Indy when he collected those 3 6th places. But it's battling all the way through the field, and the new rules seem to have worked. And again, Ben tries to move down the inside of Lewis, but Lewis covering that quite well. So again, everyone's just starting to get into the battles. Running the same car is going to make it a little bit more difficult, but it's not lessened the action. In fact, it's probably better than last season already. But look at this, we've got a 5-way battle for the lead at least. And onto this straight again. This is where you'll see mostly overtaking with the slipstream. And looks like Liam's got a good run as well. And again, Lewis goes defensive halfway down the straight. And it looks like Liam's actually making a move on Ben. Ben's got the slipstream from Lewis. Is that enough? It is. Through they come. Liam setting the fastest lap by the looks of that, I believe. Through this tricky turn 1 where it just kills the tyres and you run wide, and actually Liam now does look like he's got the move done. He's turned tighter than Ben out of that corner and he's through and into 2nd place. Sean thought about it as well, but it looks like he's going to actually lose a place to Nathan as he swoops around the outside of the move he tried on Liam in the first lap that didn't work. Works this time. Lewis on the grass again. Start to think that's his line, and it's still not resolved between Sean and Nathan, and it's finally resolved in the favour of Nathan. Nathan moving up to 4th place. He'd be relieved that these guys didn't get away, because he had a bit of a horrendous first couple laps, but somehow Lewis is still leading this race. Through into the last corner, and again onto this long straight. You'll probably see aeroplane overtaking them at some point in the sky, just north of a airport, and that looked like a contact into barrier there for one of the Vauxhalls. So come down the stripe for the 4th time, start the 5th lap, quarter distance, and again it's still Lewis that leads. Ben has lost position to Liam there, which we saw at the end of halfway through the last lap. And round outside, Nathan now looking all over the back of the Audi, and Sean's there as well, just keeping a watch brief. Liam trying to take the lead. Looks like he might have done it. Has he? No. Lewis leaves the brakes off a little bit and he's kind of pushed Liam off there. Liam will lose the position that he gained a lap ago to Ben. Ben will dive down the inside into the hairpin. But again, Lewis using all his tactics to stay in front. Some of them are a bit dubious, let's say, but it's working. He's still in the lead. But again, now it's Ben that's pushing him. Nathan seems to be overtaking someone on every corner, and now this time it's going to be Liam into the final corner. Liam loses it on the curb again, and a replay of what happened earlier, and this time Nathan's not taking that and gets him back a little bit. And in fact, Liam seems to have lost out in that. Now we've got 2 battles, and Ben looks in well positioned now to take the lead. And I think he has, because Lewis has decided to take his penalties, and he has. So Lewis dropping back down through the field to get his penalties out of the way, and he's dropped way down into 8th place. So now the new order is Ben from Nathan from Sean, and then Adam. So Liam's down to 6th with his contact, and Sean coming out very wide there in the first corner, but holds on for now. Liam already trying to get a place back, not quite succeeding. Adam's in this battle now as well, so we've pretty much got all the manufacturers in this top 8 covered by at least one driver. So that's quite incredible. It shows the closeness we've got this season. And Adam now making hay was everyone else decides to drive into each other, and he's moving up now, and he's up into 4th place, probably down to 5th now, is he, because Liam's attacking. Yeah, so Liam just about trying to keep with Adam around the outside. If Adam gives him the room, he might have a chance. It looks like he is going to get some room, so he probably struggle to get around here side by side, but trying it. Liam stays out the wall and gives him a bit of a push, says I want to go lower than this. Jeff just keeping a watch and brief, making sure that if they do slip up he can gain a couple of positions. But meanwhile, back at the lead, we've missed this. Nathan's crept up on Ben, and now he's fighting for the lead, and he should take that easy into turn 1. Ben trying to crowd him, but he can't do anything about it, and Nathan will take the lead, and with his practice pace should just disappear. Somehow he's got a handle on these cars, and he's absolutely flying, and doesn't seem to quite get as much tyre wear as everyone else, so he's found something. And good move by Nathan though, clean, all done, and after his start that's quite a good comeback. Jeff fighting with Lewis, Lewis obviously took his penalty and slipped down the field with Greg just behind him. You haven't seen much of Greg, but he's coming up now in 8th place. Greg was another one that did okay last season, but didn't really race as many races as he'd like. Looking forward to doing a full campaign this time. And that is Andre with Brian and John behind him. Meanwhile, back at the lead, Nathan's already stretching away, with Sean catching Ben. Liam's through and past that pack now and starting to stretch away from them. And here's Ashley. Ashley made all of these liveries that you see, by the way, every single one of them, and what a job he did, and we all thank him for that. So unfortunately he's not in a winning position at the moment, but Ashley will improve as the season goes on. In fact, I can see his teammates side by side with Jeff in the background. We'll probably cut to that in a bit, but at the moment Nathan seems to be stretching away, Sean seems to be catching Ben, and here is what I saw in the background. It's Jeff and Adam side by side. Jeff gets a cut back and will probably retake the position into this very quick right hand turn, and does. Jeff, like I say, driving very well lately. He's on top form, and yeah, a very good livery as well. It stands out quite a lot, like the pink one really. You can pretty much pick it out straight away. Jeff up to 8th place. We believe Lewis has pitted. We've missed the pit stop, but I think Lewis has actually come in for tyres. And man that doesn't need tyres right now is obviously Nathan, setting fastest middle sectors. And Liam with Jeff now right behind him. Jeff not giving up at all, and this looks like trouble. It's Andrew and Lewis. Lewis, after his pit stop, just should be able to win this battle with new tyres, and he does. Just drives right around the outside of Andrew. Andrew, haven't seen that, might even think about pitting for himself actually. And there's Andre now with Brian and John, like I said before. John, not a lot of practice, but hopefully he'll get quicker as the season goes on. And indeed, Andrew takes the hint, gets some new tyres on the stay-out, and leaves the pits in last place. But with new rubber, hopefully he'll be able to come back through. Just comes out behind, look like Ash. And Andre's pitted as well there, that's just covering that. So there's Nathan then still stretching away from Ben, who's got a good gap on Sean. And then there's a big battle for 4th place with Liam, Jeff, Adam and Greg. Just behind them is then Lewis, who's obviously, like I say, we pitted, and she's trying to make the time up. So a bit stretched out at the front now after a hectic opening. We're over halfway now in this race, lap 9, about to start lap 10, and it looks like Nathan's got this in the bag, which was what everyone kind of predicted. Ben's hanging on well in 2nd and Sean's 3rd, so it's some of the guys from last season and some of the guys that were on form towards the end showing well. So it doesn't seem like the change of cars changed much of the form. So, and there's Adam getting a little bit of a hurry up from Greg. Greg trying to muscle his way through, but Adam's seen that before and he's probably done it to a few people himself. But, and there's John making a move on Brian. So the battle for 1st and 2nd is mirrored in the battle for last, and it's the same result in the last 2 places as the first 2 places. So here is the leader, Nathan. Sort of the gaps sort of stayed the same in the recent laps, so Ben just hanging on within striking distance if Nathan was to make a mistake, and he's just pulling away a little bit from Sean. But yeah, Sean's not completely out of this either. And down this long straight to start lap 11. And a big move there from Jeff. He obviously wants the inside line that Liam already had, so he flicked out a bit further to try and get past, but Liam had that covered. And Jeff now trying to use this superior grip by the looks of it at the moment to get through. And Jeff trying to get around the outside, not really on at the moment. Into the hairpin we go again. Greg now closing in again on Adam. These guys have been racing quite a long time already now, and just fall of that, Jeff and Liam still going at it. Liam probably not where he thought he should be. He thought he'd be battling for a podium, but it's not really working out today. Greg down the inside of Adam into this very, very tricky last corner where there's only really room for one car, and he's pulled it off. Stunning move, and all of a sudden has sort of gone all NASCAR on us and gone up on the high line. And there's Andrew with Brian, John, and then they've got the guys that have pitted just behind us, Ash. And through this first corner we go again, and Liam's retaking the position from Jeff. So those guys are changing position every single corner at the minute, as are Greg and Adam. And Greg again down the inside. That's a good place to try and overtake if we can, but is it going to work? Yep, stunning move from Greg, nice and clean, perfect, and Adam gives him the space. Adam seems to be learning a little bit from last season where he's a bit rogue and got into a few too many accidents. He didn't feel like himself if he hadn't hit one of the guys in front of him. But this season seems to have learnt a lot from that, and it cost him a lot of points and in the end maybe a victory. But racing a lot cleaner already in this season, so let's see if that carries on into all three races. But if he can just smarten up his act, I'm sure he can get podiums and wins. Evil there, driving along in about 9th place there. Just trying to get some points there for the team after a late decision for the team to lose their driver. But meanwhile now Nathan is definitely now starting to pull the pin, and he is pulling away whilst Ben's starting to drop back towards Sean. Tyre wear's a huge thing on these cars, so you need to manage your tyres a little bit. And Liam again still side by side with Jeff. I'm pretty sure this is a parade, not a race. Just going round together side by side. And Jeff it is that retakes 4th position. This is going to go down to the line. And so with this battle, I think, even though Greg is in front and got a little bit of a gap, he never seems to be able to quite break away. Through they go into the last corner now. And Ashley they're battling with, and really battling hard with Brian. Looked like Brian lost the back end a little bit and just kind of needed Ash to stop. Ben now we're under increasing pressure from Sean. Sean looks faster in these final closing stages, and the Audi man, the champion of last season, needs to hold on. Liam now starting to break Jeff's probably made a mistake there because he was in front, but Greg seems to have the measure of Adam, so the battles are a little bit thin on the ground at the moment. There's Andrew, he's in 10th. Remember, there's points this season down to 15th place for the final point, just because there is so many guys racing, and it's good for most people to score points. If you finish last and 16th, then it's deemed you're not deserving of a point. But trying to improve his point situation right now is Sean trying to get onto the back of Ben, but he's not really there at the moment. Ben just doing enough to hang on to that 2nd place in the Audi. The Chevrolet won't lay down, and it's the Ford that's going to win this race, so these two are just battling for the steps on the podium. But Sean not quite close enough at the moment with 1.5 laps to go. This race has flown by, and the action's been insane. The cars really look great. Again, thanks to Ash for that, but the racing is also insane. The cars are so close and trying to make moves, and actually Sean's got a run now. He's flashing his lights to say that. Ben moves over to cover and disappears from camera. Neat trick. You know, Sean has to try at least to try and go around the outside and maybe get a cut back into the next corner, and because go around the outside isn't going to work, he knows that now. He's trying to cut back to try and get a run, but I don't think he's quite close enough. Not quite to get an overlap. He's got probably one more go at this, and that's at the hairpin, so he needs to get through these next 2 corners very clean. Get a good run through there. He's a lot tighter, but is that enough to get him a run down to the hairpin? All Ben really needs to do is cover that by holding the inside line, and he doesn't. Just puts the car in the middle of the track. Sean trying now to go out wide and cut back in. Let's see if that works and gets him the inside to the next corner. Nope, not close enough again. He'll try the same trick now to try and get into the last corner quicker. And Ben's off the track. He's trying to too hard, and he doesn't know whether to cover or not. And now Sean's lost the back end. It's all gone a bit hectic, but there's no doubt who the winner is, and it's going to be Nathan. Very determined after last season's bottle job, to win this race. And it looks like he's going to. And Nathan's won the race. Ben second, Sean third. Who will be fourth? It's going to be Liam after a good tussle with Jeff. Jeff will come across in fifth. I think that's a personal best. And who's going to be sixth? And to the line. And it is a hell of a finish there from Lewis to finish sixth ahead of Greg, seventh. And Adam snuck through there in eighth. And it looks like Evil's going to finish where he started in ninth. Good debut for him. Wasn't keen on the livery, but I'm sure he'll like it a little bit more now having finished this race. And 10th goes to Andrew and the other Seat after a pit stop. 11th for Andre on debut, and 12th for Ashley, 13th for John, and the final point will go to our friend there, Brian. And there's the results confirmed. Scooby ahead of Ben. Nathan ahead of Ben, Sean, Liam, Jeff, and Lewis, your top 6. Join us for race 2 very shortly.